Hey guys, so I know some of you are gonna be like, you milk the Zoella topic. Well, sis is giving me all the content to talk about, so it's not my fault that she's a walking mess. But also, there are so many other commentary channels that have made a solid 10 to 20 videos on Zoella alone, and yet no one's saying anything. But Angelika makes one full video about Zoella and mentions her in another thumbnail, and all of a sudden she's milking the topic. Well, you know what? So be it. We have my bullet journal, but we also have Zoella's new baby, Cordially Invited. Do you see all of these? These are all the mistakes that have led to this video, excluding a few that I would just be repeating myself because I feel like I don't want to give too many examples of the same thing because I feel like you guys get it. So these aren't all the mistakes, but they're the biggest ones. There's food, there's crafts, there's things to do. Cordially Invited. This is Zoella's, I believe, 4th book, but it is the only non-fiction book that she has written so far. So she's written Girl Online, Girl on Tour, and Girl something Gone Wild. I don't fucking care. And here's Cordially Invited. Now here's my biggest problems with this book before even reading this book is who is the target demographic for this, because I feel like Zoella's fan base that actually spends money on her, because of course Zoella can, you know, hit back and say that 20% of her fans are above 18, so you're aiming it at the kind of above 18. But if we're gonna look at the grand scheme of things, usually the people that buy merch and buy anything that YouTubers release are people that are under 18. That's why people like Jake Paul and Logan Paul can make so much money from things other than AdSense like merch, because they have a very young fan base, and very young fan bases tend to spend more money on YouTube related things, tours, meet and greets, merch, etc. So now here's the thing. Cordially Invited is a book about being a hostess, like being a good organizer of an event, of a party, or whatever, which doesn't seem like something that like a 14-year-old would be interested in. But then people over 18, 1, don't really watch your content, 2, don't really want to buy it. I don't understand this at all. And I didn't understand it before I bought it, and then I bought it and I don't understand it any more than I did before. I'm actually a little bit more confused about it now. Also, this book was released on the 4th of October, and I checked around the, say, like 8th to the 10th on Amazon, and it was already on 50% off. Yet somehow it's a bestseller. I don't think so, sis. Don't lie to me. First, I was just intending to make this video like a crafts and cooking with Zoella, but there is nothing here worth making that would take more than like 2 minutes. So I just want to read a little section of the introduction. Ever since I can remember, home comforts have always been something of huge importance to me. Doesn't this kind of ring a bell to you guys? Hasn't she kind of said that before about writing a book? The first thing that I want to say is she has a to-do list. There's one main one per season, but then within a season she'll have like other to-do lists, like Christmas to-do lists. And let's just read the spring one. I'm not going to read all of them because you're kind of going to get the gist of things once I read like a few sections of the spring one. So it says, have a good spring clean. If you need someone in a book to tell you to clean your house, then yeah, buy this book, because this book is written for people with less than 5 brain cells. I'm pretty sure I don't need someone to tell me to do a spring clean. I clean my house regardless, and I don't need someone in a book to physically write me a little note saying that I need to clean my house. Go on the hunt for some new spring recipes, switch up your bedding, buy some new houseplants, restock the pantry for spontaneous baking. Like, this just sounds like Zoella. Like, this just sounds like some dumb she'd say in a video for like all her 15-year-olds. Another thing I wanted to say is that she's got a ton of filler pages in here. What I think happened here is the company that she worked with gave her like a minimum, like you have to have a set number of pages. They're not going to sign a book deal for like 2 pages, right? So they told her 250 pages. Okay, she could only come up with like 50, so she was like, right, I'm gonna put in 10,000 pictures for the same thing, and I'm gonna put in a shit ton to-do list, and I'm gonna just write about me going on a walk. I'm not even exaggerating. We're gonna get into it. So there's a spring to-do list with pictures of her and Mark and Joe, and yeah. Then there's a next page, and it's an Easter to-do list. What else can you say? Paint eggs, visit a lambing farm, make some cute Easter decorations. See page 23. It is just a filler page, but we're gonna get into the recipes because you might be like, oh, the recipes might be kind of nice. Right, so there's an American pancakes recipe, which first of all is the most basic thing you could put in a book. You can find this everywhere, but you know where else you can find this? On her Zoella blog. So it just seems like she's recycling ideas. Decorative Easter biscuits. And what she means by that is you buy little cookie cutters in the shape of bunnies and eggs and you put icing on them. This truly required 2 whole A4 pages, didn't it? Milk chocolate nest. Now, if you've been a fan of Zoella for a while, you know that she put this exact recipe into a full-on video on Easter recipes a few years ago, but she also mentions this all the time in like her videos and vlogs and stuff, or she did at one point. So once again, we're recycling ideas. So you're paying £20 for stuff that you can either find on her blog, on Pinterest, or on her own YouTube channel. This is totally not a waste of money, ladies and gents. Then she does a first craft, and you're gonna think, wow, Zoella's like so creative, like she's gonna come up with some mad shit. No, she makes an Easter bunny bunting. So she cuts out little bunnies and she puts a pom-pom on them and attaches them to a string. Sis really did that. Like, sis just did something. Oh, her mind. I put in a section, like my orangey things are for things to do, and I didn't think she'd have this. Here's another thing that confused me while reading this book. This book is about being a hostess, right? So you invite people over to your house and you make them feel at home. So why the is she making pages about going on a walk? I feel like going on a walk is a pretty simple concept, you know, just left, right, left, right, left, right, and you're on a walk. It's a pretty simple concept, but she doesn't just have 1 page for this. She has 2. Not sure about this. She's got a bluebell walk, just telling you how to go on a walk. But here's her tips. Getting the most out of your walk. Have a camera, have sandwiches and a flask of hot chocolate, an umbrella, a blanket, and layer up because it's gonna be cold. Like, she actually is telling her fans to dress accordingly to the weather. Like, this is what this book is. You could literally take each of those paragraphs and simplify it into a few words. Layer up. Just dress accordingly for the weather. It's not something you have to tell people. She makes a whole recipe for sandwiches. You know, even if you can't cook, because this isn't cooking, I think all of us know how to make sandwiches. You take bread and you take ingredients that you enjoy with bread. Sandwich. Then we're gonna go back into her crafts. She makes birthday party paper chains. And now when I first opened this page, I thought she got confused because I thought she was talking about these little spirally things. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cute, right? It's not like I'm gonna make it or use it, but it's pretty cute. No, sis, she is talking about this chain right here. You know the things we used to make back in primary school when you had leftover colored pieces of paper and you'd cut them into long strips and then circle them around and then make more circles and connect all the circles together and you'd have a chain, and then we'd put it around our necks like idiots and we thought we were 50 Cent. That's what she's put in her book, and this is 2 pages worth. Like, she thought this damn paper chain was worth 2 whole pages. This is what I mean by this book is 1 big filler page. There's nothing of substance here, and I'm showing you these pages because I don't think anyone should be spending 20 or even £10 on this. Also, I just want to say, I'm not even nitpicking anymore, but I think this cover looks like a draft. I think this cover looks like something that was like a first plan and it's something that people then like build on, make better, because this is trash. So there's just like 2 gold patterns on a pink background. It says Cordially Invited, just a picture of her and Zoe Sugg. Like, there is 0 effort in this. Just like her other book covers, I don't think she's that great with book covers. I think they were just like, oh, we'll slap her name on it, it will sell anyway. And I just think this looks like a draft. Then I read a review on Amazon that was clearly not from her fan because everyone else was just like, oh my god, this is the best book ever. And then this one person was like, sis is just stating the obvious. So she makes a lot of different sections in this book into like parties. She'll have how to throw a party in spring and summer. Like, she makes a lot of them, like Christmas party, New Year's Eve party, Halloween party, etc. So I'm just gonna give you one example and they all look and sound exactly the same. What to consider when throwing a garden party: the number of guests, the invites, and your budget. Did this need to be said? Who is this book for? Because when I read the obvious things that she writes, I'm so confused who this book is for. Because essentially when you see this book, you think it's for like a 20 plus who's trying to throw amazing parties. And then you open the book and it says that when you're throwing a party, you have to consider how many people you invite. The book is for an adult. The hints are for a child. The invites. Yes, of course, you have to invite people. Crazy. It's literally mind-blowing. Food and drink. Yes, you're throwing a party and all the guests show up and it turns out you have no food, no drinks. You just didn't prepare anything because Zoella didn't tell you to. Zoella needs to tell you to have food and drinks at your party for you to know to put food and drinks in your party. Like, it says food and drink, and there's a whole fat, chunky, thick paragraph on that. And the next paragraph just says serving the food. It's not enough that you make the food. Just don't forget to serve the food, you little moron. I feel like Zoella really thinks that her fans are brainless. Like, she gives you guys zero credit. Decoration and attention to detail, music and fun, and then clearing out and clearing up. How obvious is this? Like, I'm pretty sure you could write this book in like 10 pages. Then she makes another crafts page. Tropical leaf garland. She just cuts out a ton of those in felt material. That's it. But if you thought those two were bad, she also makes a fabric tassel garland, because she makes nothing but garlands, just tassels. It's literally take a piece of fabric, roll it up, tie it at the top, and then cut it. That's it. You got yourself tassels without paying £20 for it. Now here's my favorite craft page. Chalkboard signs. And you think, how the did you make a chalkboard? First of all, sis, she didn't. She bought it. Not that I expected her to make a chalkboard. I'm not a idiot. But she buys these chalkboards and these chalkboard pens. Step 1 is decide what you want to write, and step 2 is using your chalk or chalk pen, write it. I can't even take myself seriously when I say this. That's her crafts. Sister Zoella really treated us this time. Scamella really did it so well. I'm gonna repeat myself, the way her mind works. What a f***ing intellectual. If you thought about having a little garden at home, you know, you're like, how the f*** can I do it? You can have a summer herb garden if you just buy these herbs in Tesco's, buy these pots, put these herbs in these pots, boom, you have a herb garden. Did not require 2 pages for £20, did it? Just come here, I'll give you all the hints you need. Now here's another thing that she also did on her channel, like I want to make that very clear. Sis is reusing, recycling. She made cupcakes. Does this ring a bell? Because these pictures are exactly the same as thumbnail for that thing. So she didn't even redo the pictures. She used the pictures she already had, so she probably didn't even make this again. She made little hats, and by little hats I mean those little triangles you see in cartoons where you take a round piece of paper and you roll it up and it makes a little hat. An A3 page for this. This shit. This. The kind of businesswoman she is what I aspire to be, you know? Now, if you think, you know, if you thought she wasn't gonna write about her pizza parties, she did. Then she makes an ice cream sundae bar, which is, as she said, melted ice cream with on top. That's it. 99% of this book you can find on Pinterest. Don't buy this book. Make yourself a Pinterest account and look for crafts and recipes, because everything she makes here is on Pinterest, either very similar or identical. She made decorative pumpkins, and you think, oh, she might have like some nice templates and like nice designs to cut out into your pumpkin. What the was that, first of all? No, she paints her pumpkins black and white and puts on rose gold dots. I've seen this everywhere. This is like the lazy girl's guide to pumpkins, and she just snatched that idea and put it into her book for £20. Let's just repeat it all together. Her mind. What an intellectual. For these two, she doesn't have a picture to go along with it. She puts it in a picture later on. It's part of the decoration. It's Rice Krispie pumpkins and meringue ghosts, which I found the exact copies of thousands of times over on Pinterest. Now, if you thought she was done talking about her walking, you know, left, right, left, right, left, right, she also has an autumn walk. How cute is that? Because her little moron fans need help with walking. They can't even do that without their Lord and Savior, Zoella. Before I bought this book, I was like, this whole book is gonna be f***ing trash. But maybe the recipes will be nice, because she likes to cook. Like, she's always made that very clear. She likes to cook and bake. She made a recipe for mashed potatoes. Just a pile of mashed potatoes with gravy and sausages. Neither of those are, like, difficult to make. I don't think this required a double page. The amount of times I've said this in this video is unreal, but I don't think 99% of these things required an A3 page. So there's another page where I thought she said stuff that was very obvious. Like, it didn't need to be said. So she's got a whole 1, 2, 3, 4 pages for staying guests. So how to be a good guest. Ask if the host needs any help. Bring a gift. Don't be too early. Don't stay too late. Say thank you. All of those had chunky paragraphs to go along with them. Like, and the best part is that don't be too early and don't stay too late has the fattest paragraph, when it's literally, it could be left as that, just a bullet point. Don't be too early. Don't stay too late. Now this is the page that, well, actually 4 pages. Sis really was running out of those filler pages, wasn't she? A cereal party. If you're not sure what I'm talking about because you've never been to a cereal party, sis. A cereal party. So let's see what our Lord and Savior Zoella has to say about these cereal parties, because sis is going to spill all the tea. Your cereal base. Granola, muesli, porridge, Cheerios, Weetabix, bran flakes, corn flakes, Cocoa Pops. The choice is yours. Milk, dairy-free alternatives and juice. And then she bangs on about the kind of milk she can buy. Almond milk, oat milk, soya milk, coconut drink, hemp milk, goat's milk, or regular cow's milk, apple juice, mango juice, orange juice, pineapple juice, or any mixed juice. Then she has a paragraph called fresh fruit. Slice them up and pile them high. Strawberries, blueberries, mango, bananas, grapes, plums, apples, raspberries, pineapple, pears, oranges, melon, pomegranate seeds, you get the point. Yogurt and dairy-free alternatives, a chance to add some tang and creaminess to your bowl. Coconut yogurt, Greek-style yogurt, soya yogurt, honey yogurt, fruit yogurt, dried fruit, nuts and seeds, raisins, seeds, sultanas, apricots, cranberries, mango slices, figs, dates, cherries, hazelnuts, walnuts, pecans, cashews, macadamia nuts, almond, chia seeds, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, coconut flakes, cocoa nibs, something to drizzle. Top it all off with a little trickle of something sweet. Honey, maple syrup, agave nectar, date nectar, something sweet. Now for a fun bit. Chocolate chips, yogurt coated raisins, mini marshmallows, sprinkles. She basically took her little notebook that she was, you know, doing all her book planning in. She went into Waitrose, stood in front of the cereal aisle and went, right, what the fuck is here? Okay, so Cheerios, muesli, granola. Okay, let's run over to the fruit aisle, right? What the fuck is here? Okay, raspberries, bananas, yep, mangoes, yep, apples, yep, got that, great stuff, amazing. Book written, love my filler pages. Sis, can we just not scam people anymore, please? Then she puts the same filler page of Christmas party and she puts the same tips. Number of guests, does that ring a bell? Table and dinnerware, food and drink, does that ring a bell? Entertainment, staying guests. Then she has a Christmas to-do list, and yes, she says the obvious. Ask your Christmas Day host if you can be in charge of anything. Donate to a homeless shelter. Take a Christmas family photo. Do a Christmas puzzle. Buy Christmas. It's just bullshit. Let's just be, I'm getting so frustrated just going over this book again, but this is one of the worst pages of this book. Honestly, if you thought like the other ones were bad, sis. She's got a games page and she's got little 4 subheadings, right? So she's got the casual family get together, the friend sleepover, the more lively house party, and a dinner table games. And she just names all the games you can play. So I'm not even joking. So she's got her Scrabble, Monopoly. This book is aimed at adults. Her fan base are kids. So this is already a discrepancy in a demographic. Then some things in here like cereal parties and stuff, and building a den. She has a whole thing about building a den on a rainy day, which seems very childish. But then she has a bar styling section. Yes, because 12-year-olds are really looking forward to style their whiskey section. Someone in my DMs told me to burn this book. I'm on my way to uni. I don't think I can burn this book. Also, I don't want to burn my house down. My mom wouldn't be very happy about it. My dad would probably shout at me. I don't think this is a good idea. However, I do wish I could just, you know, just do a little one of those. But she made this hardcover so that no one can get rid of it. My ending statement right now is, please stop. The thing is, I don't think Zoella's like a horrible person. I don't think she's necessarily like some devil spawn, but she is definitely very money hungry. There's a difference between being money motivated and money hungry. Go online and all the other books, the advent calendar, and now this. Make videos or don't. Do what you want to do. Do what you enjoy to do. Unless you enjoy scamming your fans, then maybe don't. But other than that, just do what you enjoy doing. It's kind of the note that I want to end this on. If you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below anything you want to comment down below, and subscribe if you're new here. And turn on my post notifications because I post videos every Wednesdays and Sundays at around 8 PM, but usually 9 PM. And I might start posting videos in between because I have a lot more days off at uni now. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.